What's going on, everybody? It's JB, and I'm back to host another episode of the Zeal Cigar Review. And I want to know, is there a perfect golf stick? Is there one stick that if you played golf and you only could smoke one stick every golf round from here on out, does it exist? Well, I like to think there is one, for me anyways. And I don't know how you guys feel about it, but there's only one way to find out. And that's all next on the Zeal Cigar Review. Alright, so this specific stick I fell in love with when I first started smoking it. I fell in love with it so much that when I came back and bought a full bundle of them and went home and filled only my little humidor with those cigars, my wife goes, "You're really just gonna smoke one of the same cigar all the time?" And I looked right at her, and with the most serious face I could say, I said, "Yes, ma'am, I am. I like it that much." And she laughed at me. So, but I do really enjoy this cigar. And of course, that cigar is the Irish Hawk. And there's a few reasons I really enjoy this cigar. One reason is it's really nostalgic for me to smoke this cigar, especially if I get an early golf round when they just cut the grass, or maybe they're still cutting the grass, because there's a nice kind of sweet hay, grassy note to this that just kind of reminds me of being on the farm, baling hay, mowing grass. Stuff that we don't really do here in Arizona because if there's grass, it typically scorches by the time summer rolls around. So I also really enjoy this stick for all the flavor changes that you get. It's really good with a cup of coffee in the morning with the creaminess, and it's also got a little bit to it where if you wanted to smoke it later in the evening, maybe with some scotch, maybe with some bourbon, you definitely could do that too. You know, there's only one way to find out if this really is the perfect golf stick. You know what we gotta do. We gotta and smoke. Now I'll be honest, there's a lot of people that don't like this cigar. Sometimes that Candela and the mix of the Cameroon Maduro can get a little funky. Guess I should tell you what's in the cigar, right? So you're looking at a Cameroon Maduro with a Connecticut and a Candela wrapper around a Dominican filler and binder. So it's got a really nice, light, sweet Dominican kind of flavor profile to it. But when you add the mix of the wrapper leaf, it definitely changes time and time again. It's a very interesting smoke. I like it. Now, first light, get a little bit of sweet, almost nuttiness, but you do get that earthy kind of grassiness that comes through on it a little bit. Very interesting at first light. I haven't had one of these in a long time. I'm really excited to smoke this. With barber poles, of course, there is one pet peeve a lot of times with barber poles, and that's the fact that a lot of times they're never going to burn straight and you got to touch them up. So that's probably one of the reasons that this isn't a good golf stick for people. Because, you know, you're out there flying around in the golf cart, you got it in your mouth, maybe the wind's blowing, maybe it rains a little bit, maybe the sprinklers kick on because they got you with the old 9th green at 9 trick, who knows, right? But barber poles burning straight, definitely always a tough task. There's just a nice nutty, earthy sweetness right at the beginning of this that pairs really, really good with coffee. And I think that's one of the other reasons I really like this cigar, especially for a golf round, is I play early as I possibly can a lot of times. The earlier I can get done, if I can get there and back before my wife gets out of bed, huge plus, right? So I really like to drink some coffee a lot of times in the morning with my first 9 holes, especially because, you know, you gotta oil the old joints and break loose all the rust, if you know what I mean. All right, so I'm gonna step away for a second and get into the cigar a little bit more so I can give you a little bit more of an idea of what it's like, and then we'll be back. All right, everybody, so I'm back here with this Irish Hawk, and I'll be honest, I did have to touch it up a couple times. I told you that's just kind of the nature with some barber poles, man. You just got to touch them up. They don't burn super clean or super even, but it tastes really, really, really good. I really like this cigar. It's always funny when people tell me that they don't enjoy it. I get it, man. People are different. Everybody's palate's different, right? These are subjective. I understand that. I don't get offended when people don't like something that I like. And one of the reasons I like to smoke it on a golf course is I like to have that change of flavors as I'm playing, as I'm doing something. It's kind of like one of the reasons I drive a manual car. The more I sit idle, the more I get antsy. And that's something that I've been, you know, kind of working on, especially with you know, getting closer to God and Jesus and reading the Bible and things like that kind of help bring that down and kind of kill that dead space, right? But on the golf course, man, I get a little antsy, so I like to have something to do. I like that this changes flavors as you're going on through the smoke and through the game, and that's what I like about this cigar. So for me, I think this is one of my perfect golf sticks. I'm going to give you guys out there, in case you're ever in the Phoenix area, 3 of my favorite courses to play in Phoenix. And there's much better courses than the 3 I'm going to give you. I'm just giving you my 3 favorite courses. All right, so if you're in Phoenix, these are my 3 favorite golf courses to play. Number 1, GCU, Grand Canyon University, has a beautiful golf course. And they just changed it, I think, like 6 or 7 years ago. Championship Bermuda, white sand. It's pretty open. It's really long. I think it's like 7,400 yards from the tips. Pretty challenging course, but it's pretty open. My second favorite golf course in Phoenix is going to be Rancho Mañana. And technically, it's up in Cave Creek, Arizona. It's a little bit north of the city. But that course is beautiful. Playing on the side of a mountain. The only thing that's kind of downside to it is you do see a lot of houses, but beautiful course up in the mountain, up in Cave Creek, kind of out and away from everything. Beautiful, beautiful course. I really like playing that. It's beautiful. Then my third and final course is one of the courses I also hate the most. Until some old timer came in and said, "Hey, bro, that's a tough course." And then I felt a little bit better, and that's Shale Creek. And that course, oh my gosh, that course it's so tough. It's so tight. You gotta try not to let your pride get in the way where you're like, man, I'm gonna hit the driver and just crush it out of here, and then you never see your ball again. It's a very tight course. You really got to play down a little bit and be a little bit smarter about your shot choices. And that's not my style. I kind of just swing the shit out of the club and see where the ball goes. But this Irish Hog, absolutely love it. If you haven't smoked it, it's definitely something you should try. It's very different, very unique, very creamy, little nutty, some sweet kind of hay molasses notes to it, and I really enjoy it with a cup of coffee. With this specific dark roast, it's just a generic dark roasted out of a pod, but it kind of gave like a salted pretzel kind of note with the cigar. It's very pleasant, very good, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. And you know what? I think I hear the Lynx calling, bro. I think I see Lynn's golf club sitting over there. I think I'm gonna grab him and go hit the Lynx. I'll see you guys later. I'm out of here like last year. Peace.
Dude, where are you going with the clubs, man?
What?
Aren't those the Devil Docks?
What are you talking about? The course is calling, bro. I gotta go play. Whose clubs?
Dude, those aren't.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, you're gonna get killed, bro.
Why are you telling them?
You're gonna get killed.